Hey guys, what is up? Jeff here for One Fish, Two Fish. Today we are doing another one of our One Fish, Two Fish Explains. This was one that was requested. We had a couple people make comments and just ask. We can't fully explain this because I can only tell you why we don't do it, but we can give you a little bit of insight on why, why we would say probably it's not being seen. What we're going to discuss today is live rock. The ability to get actual out of the ocean live rock, why you don't see it near as much, why you used to see it all the time, and why most of the stuff you're finding nowadays is the dry rock. It's the Carib Sea life rock. It's the, it's just the different man-made stuff. Aquaforest has some stuff. It's just all man-made rock. So for us, I will give you a quick look at what we do. So here's where we sell our live rock out of. So we have a large bin that we put. Now, what is in here at this point is very, 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 very minimal of actual ocean live rock. And to this point, full disclaimer, there may not even be any of that in here. So this at one time was full of ocean live rock, but that is quite a while ago. And now what we do is we just make our own using this Milani dry rock. We put it in and then we kind of just make it live basically. So the reasoning. Now again, this could be different with different local stores. This could be different with different big stores, little stores, whatever. For us, it comes down to a couple things. The environment, just taking it out of the ocean. There are some pretty messy videos you can watch. Now this is a lot of years ago, but there are some very messy videos you can watch showing, boatloads, and I mean boatloads, being loaded onto trucks that were just taken right out of the reef. That's horrible. That's not anywhere close to why we got into business. So after seeing some of that, we kind of leaned off of it quite a bit. The other thing, and I know the advantages to it, what you get out of ocean life is that rock is just, you put it in the tank, you're ready to go. For me, for us, there is downfalls to it. You can get, you usually will get, with all the good, you also get the bad. There are going to be pests in it. There are going to be, who knows what you get. You're really just rolling the dice. And a lot of people are fine with that because of the beneficial. Obviously it lived in the ocean, so it's really not going to kill your tank. But in this day and age, we get asked for actual true live rock, I would say 1 in 25 times. The demand is really not there. Again, for us, which is nice, we would rather not bring it in. And then the other option, which, it doesn't come into play as much just because the first one is enough for us not to do it. But the other one is the cost. Shipping for the last little bit has gone through the roof. For us to bring in actual live, fully rock, the way they actually ship live rock to us is just wrapped. They don't actually ship it rotter. So that does cut down, but you're still buying rock, so you still are having to ship. If you want it in an amount of time where it's still going to be live to you. For us, we would have to we probably couldn't use trucks. We'd still probably have to fly it, which would mean we would be paying, upwards to $15 to $18 a pound just for the shipping. And in some spots, even more than that. There are some orders that we're paying like $25 a kilo. Our plant order right now, I think we're paying like $28 a kilo. So if you do the math on that, for us to resell the rock, now again, if we were going to do something like that, we would bring in, 100 pounds, and then we'd mix it with 200 pounds of dry rock, and we would just leave it there for whatever the sufficient amount of time was to kind of propagate all of the rock. But even still, for us to buy it right now would be, you'd be paying, who knows, up to $20 or higher per pound for rock for us. And then we have to resell it, we have to house it, we have a spot for it. That place where we have it in that bin, it suits right there, okay. again, to be honest, for the amount of live rock we sell compared to dry rock, live rock is certainly it's quicker, it's better to go in your tank. You're not going to get any of a lot of the time you can skip what they call the ugly stage, but really, who cares? It just looks bad for not a lot of time, and it's really not hurting anything. It's just going through a stage of your aquarium. If you've researched it, if you know what you're doing with it, it really shouldn't bother you. The reefer that we have as our display salt store, or our display tank, maybe 6 weeks, went through the ugly stage where it got to the point, now because we are a store, it's really hard to have stuff that looks in the ugly stage. When people come in and that's the first thing they see, they expect for us it's supposed to look perfect, but we just basically put right on the tank, going through the ugly stage, check back in whatever we thought it would take, and I think we thought around a month, and it ended up taking about 6 weeks, but then it just went away on its own, sort of nothing else we did. The tank just leveled out. All we did was keep the water flowing, made sure we had lots of media in it, made sure we had bacteria growing to start going through everything, and really after the time it went away, we've never really dealt with it again. So the initial downside to dry rock really doesn't last that long as you know you're using good dry rock. We don't sell any of our we don't sell any used rock. We've had lots of opportunities to get cheap rock from customers, and even that we won't do, just because when you buy, and I have a horrible story of one time when I did it, and I'm sure lots of you guys do, have heard or have gone through horror stories yourself, of getting a tank with all used rock, or buying a tank and putting all used rock in it. You just don't know what you're getting. You don't know if that has been dealt with a lot of copper, which happens a lot, and the copper leaches into the rock and then starts killing your coral, and you have no idea why. All your levels are perfect, and there's no reason why stuff is dying in your tank, and it is. So for us, the end game of it is, thankfully there's not near the demand there once was. We get asked for dry rock the most, and then we do sell some of our live rock out of there, but it's been in that bin for so long. Live rock is aggressive. It does have some stuff in it to keep some to keep some bacteria in it, to keep some life to it, but of course it's not going to be live rock like you would buy in the ocean, where you're going to open it up and see everything from this, and the other. So it will skip the ugly phase for you. Anything that would have needed to be leached out of that would have already been done, which is really what people want. Adding bacteria to your tank nowadays, again, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, live rock was the way to do it. It was sort of your option. Nowadays, it's really just not that hard to get started. We use and sell a lot of the Fritz Turbo Start. You can throw in a little bottle for like $15. That'll do 50 gallons, and it won't instantly cycle your tank, obviously, but it kind of will instantly get you started. It will skip where people will say, it takes 30 days to cycle a tank. 30 days is just not accurate anymore. You don't need to spend that much time. You can, if you want to do it natural and just let all the time go through. You can spend 4 to 6 weeks easy before everything levels out, but if you don't mind spending even a little bit of money, you can speed that up quite a bit, and after a week, get your levels where they're going to harm your fish to kind of level out a little bit, where a couple of clownfish would get along fine. So basically, for us, the question of why we don't stock a lot of true live rock from the ocean, the environment. I've seen too many videos of thousands and thousands and thousands. You can actually look on YouTube. There is some pretty hardcore videos now. Hopefully, I haven't seen these in years. Hopefully, they're gone, taken down, not doing it anymore. But in the past, I have seen some pretty gnarly stuff coming out of the ocean for it, and I just don't want to be a part of it. And the other thing, like I said, is thankfully for us, the demand is just really not here. And I would think that's probably it for most. Nobody gets into this just for money. Trust me when I tell you this. It's just not accurate. There's not enough money in it to get into it just for money. You got to get into it because you love fish. Usually guys that love fish, girls that love fish, we're not trying to destroy anything if we can help it. So, anything we can buy that's aquacultured or that's been growing or stuff like that is where we put our business and where we enjoy it. So basically, I hope that does answer the question, guys. I had a handful of people asking us, had a couple of people commenting on it that they were interested in it. I hope that does shed some light on it. Again, that's based on this store more than what I would think is the norm, but that's for us. And hopefully that answered your question. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe.